finally, cool things to barricade the tram with, though to be fair, I could have added some trash bins. In the starter room, I get to meet... oh boy, it's kind. Which means, this is the Immortal level. Oh, the nightmarish flashbacks. They're for all versions of me. Not only that, but hey look, it's a Moaning Owen. The least excited enemy that I knew I had to fight with a plasma cutter. Back in my first playthrough, I used to use flame canisters, like right here, and the line gun's alt fire, neither of which I have access to all the time. So the next time we meet him, that'd be my first time trying to fight him with a plasma cutter only. That's so dumb. Flame canisters only working here. At the lift, I try to recreate the glitch from Chapter 2, which doesn't work. Up on the lift, I kill a crawler and stuff a corpse into a vent. Down another lift, I get an audio log to play for a boring part. During the audio log, I think gameplay self fell asleep. I just don't move for a bit, and when I do, it's like I'm inching out of bed. Yeah, look at me. I'm so dozed. Analyzing everything right now. I go into the room and hey look, cryo chambers. Which means, hi Dr. Kine, and Immortal time. Fortunately, my plasma cutter is a bit too much for the big guy to handle. Unfortunately, I continue to shoot that thing in its invincibility frames. With an Immortal, and now a bunch of little guys chasing me, I progress forward, because to be honest, game cliches like this Immortal, where I can't exactly defend myself, kind of scare me, but not as much as these gameplayless parts.
Your persistence surprises me.
When the game does let me go off and find things to shoot apart, they give me the Immortal in the next room, where I can shoot apart until my ammo runs out, as well as these other dudes. At this point, I'm kind of running out of ammo, so I ignore the Immortal and go look for some loot, which didn't go very well. I take the lesson I learned into round 2, where I make sure the Immortal is down before I start looting. 2 minutes since my death, I'm finally able to do something else, like stealing. Eventually I find a flame canister buddy, who I ineffectively sacrifice to a Moaning Owen. But because gameplay self saw something blue and flashy fly by him from the Moaning Owen, I was convinced the thing was dead, until one of Owen's projectiles explode on me, and I see that he still had limbs to cut off. Further down the hallway, I hear a crying lady. I try to comfort this lady by giving him a dead man. She cries on the dead man. So I wave bye to her. Don't come to me with your real-life problems, especially if corpses aren't the comforting answer.
Anticipate that issue as the good doctor is busy.
That's it, Isaac. Now you just need to...
This has gone far enough. Accept your part in the God's plan. Embrace your own extinction.
Warning. Life support system failure on red.
What the hell was
Please
that?
evacuate immediately.
Isaac, he's decompressed the entire deck, and I'm being locked out of those systems. All the air has been vented into space. You should be able to bring it back online from the security station, but you don't have much time.
Kendra was right. I didn't have much time. Now that I know what to expect from this part, I activate the objective and make for a head start, which the game graciously allows for. Man, the little guys are terrible to fight against with the plasma cutter. No, you fool! Don't wave hi to him. You bigger fool! You let them in. Also, I'm a bit afraid of these kinds of cliches in games. Nothing a little progression can't fix. Gameplay me decided I needed to face my fears, and try to confront the Immortal again, which I don't do because of scary music. on my way to the chem labs and an oblivious reaction to EA's scare attempt. Also, there's just this gross group of little guys from before piled up at the door, which killed me while I was using the bench. Back for round 2, and let's play by play what I'm about to do. I pick them off one by one. I go to the bench and shake off some little guys. I return to the bench and shake off even more little guys. And dead. Round 3. We have myself making a bunker to snipe the little guys from. Unfortunately, the little guys aren't really in sight, so I sneak peek out. Finally, I get to use the bench in peace and give Isaac an extra spine, just in time for the research labs. However, the lab research isn't going to be about my extra spine. Instead, it is for a poison. So Kendra then tells me to go into the freezer room, which, oh man, this part, rumble time. I've managed to trap the Immortal in the chamber and run over to the commands and freeze him. Which, how did that work? I incapacitated him outside of the freezer, and I just so happened to waste enough time to catch him inside the chamber, all without really seeing what I'm doing. With the Immortal gone, Chapter 5 is pretty much completed. I don't have anything to show. I can't even show the barricade, since it looks like we're using a different tram.